strange, isn't it, to think when you are somebody like the Sussexes. Earlier this year, the son of Donald Trump basically announced that they were like bad apples, didn't work particularly well. It was up there, of course, with being grifters, which they were called upon by the boss of Spotify and all that sort of stuff. Now, over here in the United Kingdom, things maybe have changed for Harry and Meghan, or not, as the case may be. We have a brand new government, and that seemingly started off quite positively well, but 100+ days in and things are truly tumbling down. And they're tumbling down simply because, well, of their own mistakes, but more importantly, both Harry and Meghan felt that this particular Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, may be a little bit more lenient towards them. But apparently, according to a very well-placed source, the government and other senior officials are very angry for the continuation of this particular narrative. As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you in the very heart of Parliament. I hope you're well. Yeah, I know, well, I'm just quickly waving. You never know. You've got to be careful. Lovely man watching for me just at the side here, because, of course, it's a very, very busy area. If you do come to Parliament Square, always be on your guard. Always some undesirables hanging around. Not me. I mean, other people, well, probably are undesirables to certain people, right? But, just be careful with your bags and all that sort of stuff. I see so many people walking off to take pictures, leaving their bags. I was like, what are you doing? Look after your own things. You've got to be very, very careful. Now, here's the deal, you see, because as everybody knows, Prince Harry recently popped up back here in the United Kingdom, and some say that was nice to see him, and a little bit back to the old Harry. He was here for the Well Child Awards, and things like that were seemingly going quite well. But then, of course, things took a little bit of turn for the worst, simply because he dashed off to Africa, and once again, many people are speculating as to why the absence away from home, and more importantly from his wife, Meghan Markle. She recently apparently was too ill to go to an event with him, which was headed up by Kevin Costner. Following the mic snatch problem last year, you can understand possibly why she decided to stay away. But moving forward, as I said, Harry's battling the British government, His Majesty, the King's government, Harry's father, King Charles, in fact, over the alleged security that Harry now requires each and every time he returns back over here to the United Kingdom. But as I also pointed out, when he turned up for the funeral of Robert Fellows, he blew that out the door, simply because, really, there was no problems. He came in without anybody absolutely knowing him. And good for him that he was able to do it. But moving forward, what's interesting here is now, according to a very well-placed source inside the government, they're very angry with Harry, basically using the narrative, and as ever, I have to say, allegedly, about how he needs security because London's not safe, or indeed, being in the United Kingdom. This is a message, you see, that's getting reverberated around the world. Obviously, this is Harry's vision, even though he hasn't lived here for a long time. He's talking about his own personal security, not necessarily the security of, say, you and I popping into this great, wonderful, world of ours, if you like, country. But this isn't playing out well. And as a source told me, if Harry thought that the government were going to be on his side regarding his personal security, things could take a turn for the worse, simply because he's come up with this narrative, even on a television special for ITV, basically detailing why he daren't bring his children or indeed his wife back here to the United Kingdom. And as I said, we have enough problems over here right now, as there are in many parts of the world, with tourism, visitors, safety, crime, all of that sort of stuff. But when someone has a big platform of that level, and they're basically saying to the world, it's not safe to come here, well, when you need a favour from those people and perhaps to look upon your latest case more favourably, you might rethink again exactly what you're saying in the public domain, right? Neil Sean, Parliament, London.